Fine. So basically, do remember this. In everything in the Python is called as an object. Okay, when you try to deal the advanced concepts, you'll come to know what is an object and all. Okay, but as of now, you remember that everything, whatever you see in Python is an object. Okay, you have seen, data types, right? You have seen different types of data types. Okay, where you call each and every data type is derived from this particular object itself. Okay, when you go into advanced concepts like OOPS, object oriented programming language. Okay, you will come to know what exactly an object is, where it is derived from. Okay, but as of now, you remember that everything in Python is an object. That means Python is an object oriented programming language. Okay, now as of now, we have dealt with only logics, conditional logic in Python basics too. But I would like to discuss, there are certain logical operators which are readily available in Python. Okay, what are those? You see that, there are something called logical operators. Okay, now what are these logical operators? You can see that greater than or less than. Sorry, I think there is something which is popping up which we can directly write it down. See, you see that there are lot of logical operators which are logic. That means they usually check certain logics here. Okay, fine. So these are basically logical operators. These symbols basically do certain kind of operators logically. That's the reason we call it as logical operators. What are these symbols? First of all, this is greater, which basically check whether which one is greater among the both. Less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, is equal, not equal to. And there is also another operator called not. Not is just a keyword, but it is also a function. Okay, I will tell you what exactly it is. Let's deal with the examples. Okay, so that you will clearly understand. So how can I use that? Print. Okay, 2 2 greater than 1. Okay, let's see what exactly it is going to give me. It is going to give me true. That means what? Logical operators basically give you a boolean result. Okay, a boolean result. Now if you would like to check a few of these operators, then you can still do that. Is 2 less than, is 2 less than 1? So what could be my output? My output could be false. True, my output would be false, because I have to give either, you know I have to print out in such a way that this computation value should be either true or false. It is going to compare. Print is a function which is going to display whatever the result which is going to be computed over here. True. Now 2 is less than 1. Yes. No, 2 is less than 1. Yes. So that's the reason it is false. 2 is definitely less than 1. It is not that, which is greater than 1. So definitely the output would be something called false. True. Now I would like to check, as I told you, not, no, similarly you can go with all these things. Okay, if 2 is 2 double equal to 1, check that. It is going to give you false, because 2 is not equal to 1. True. Now is 2 is not equal to 1, let's check this one as well. Okay, what it is going to give you? Yes, true. Definitely 2 is not equal to 1, right? Now let's deal something called not. As I told you, not is just a keyword. Not is just a keyword. Not is also a function. As I told you, it is a function. Function will be always represented like this. True, with something called brackets. Now not what? True. Now what exactly this line of code is telling you? You have to print, okay, the, you know, the value which is there in this particular brackets, okay. The print is going to display. Now as I told you, not is a function, so function should be represented in brackets, and I have given some value to it. If it is not true, then what could be the answer? It is false, right? If it is not true, okay, it is going to give you false. Now this value is false. Now the print is a function which is going to display the output, right? So you will see something called false. That means what? Not is basically a function which gives you opposite value. If I put something called false over here, then it gives you something called true. Did you get it? That's how you have to make sure, okay, what exactly it is, what to use, when to use. Clear? Now there is one difference which I would like to tell you. Okay, there is a keyword called in Python is. Okay, is, I would like to tell you the difference between is versus equal to, which we have seen here. Okay, now what is the difference between is and this double equal to? Is something basically, okay, that checks the value at that particular location. Location in the sense, location memory location in the sense, it is in something called memory location. It is going to check at that particular location, do I see that or not? Okay, now what does double equal to is going to check? Double equal to is going to check the value of the same data type, and it will compare. Okay, now since previously we have seen that, okay, here 2 is equal to 1 or not. Okay, double equal to is 1 or not. That means what? You are checking a data type here. What is this data type here of same data type, right? This data type is nothing but integer data type, and it is going to compare this, a comparison operation which is done at this, between two same data type. When it comes to is going to check whether you have the value at that particular location or not. Let's define what exactly it is. Okay, is, okay, mm, okay, is, how can I tell you? Let's define this. Can you give me example on something called is, which is is which is quite related to this? Okay, I would like to compare. Let's see this. I will take list. Okay, I will take a list. Okay, this list. Okay, and y is equal to the same thing. And if I would like to check the difference between these two, okay, is x is y, okay, and print x double equal to y. Let's check this. As I told you, is going to check the value at one particular location, at that particular location, checks the value at that location. Double equal to is going to check the value of the same type, and it is going to compare. Okay, let's check this. If I run this code and see this, no, it gave me false for the first thing, and it gave me true for the second one. Now what did this happen? As I said you, when you create a list, okay, in the memory, somewhere in the memory, it will create a list with a variable called x at some particular location in the memory. Okay, now when I create another list, okay, it is going to check, it is going to create somewhere in the memory with this particular items which are there. Now as I said you, is which is going to check the value at this location. Okay, now in this particular location x, somewhere in the memory, at that particular location you have x, and some other location you have something called wife, some other location here in the memory somewhere it is, wife. So is this pointing out to the same location? No, no, right? That's the reason. Is this is equal to this? No. As I said you, is going to check the value at that location, right? So the memory, the pointer, as soon as it says is, the interpreter will go to that particular location. This location and this location of y is completely different. That's the reason it gave you false. But as I said you, double equal to is going to check the value of the same data type, and it is going to compare. In this x, you see that the value is abc of one particular data type, which is nothing but list. Yes, this is list and this is list, and it is going to compare each and everything. Then when it feels when it feels, both are same, then that is the reason it gave you something called true. Did you get it? Now this is what the difference between is versus double equal to. Clear? Give me one. And any doubts in this?